also about the influence that he maybe had on yourself, and the impact that you mentioned that he had around the world and the church.
Right. Okay. Change the channels in my brain for a second. Well, first of all, I think it's a beautiful expression of sort of the affection of the people of God, of the Catholics in the world, and here in the diocese especially. There's this desire to gather together and to pray and to come to Mass and to pray for the Holy Father. Even though many people have never met him, the impact that he has had, I think we sensed in the way he speaks, the way he spoke to us, especially about taking care of one another, about our responsibilities to kind of look after one another, and that we were called to really be a people, and we are called to be a people who walk together. This is one of the things he constantly spoke to us. I think it really impacted us here in the Valley because there's a great generosity here, and it's sort of, people maybe sometimes we're getting discouraged, and yet people have this hope and this sense that we can do better, and we can help each other. And this is, I think, the big message that has impacted us and around the world. Me personally, the Holy Father, I had several occasions to be with him, to speak to him, and to hear him, and just I'm still reflecting on some of those moments when he would say something to me or would encourage me in some way. And so that there are things which I kind of have shared with the diocese just by coming back to the diocese and talking about how he does know where Brownsville is and the Rio Grande Valley, and he does know. The Holy Father would say, and in fact he would write me letters sometimes to say that he was very much aware of how the local community was very generous in helping the immigrant community, and that he wanted to encourage us in that, and not to give up heart, not to lose heart, and not to give up sort of that sense that we need to do what we can, especially for those who are vulnerable. So that's that kind of impact which he would communicate to me, and also to Sister Norma and others, but also to the world, this sense that locally we could do a lot to help each other, and that this notion that we need to kind of just everybody cada quien por su lado, everybody kind of take care of yourself and don't worry about anybody else, that's not the Christian way. We have to be attentive to it. And there's many needs right now. I mean, recently we had several inches of very bad rain, and so the community kind of helps each other. That's kind of a message, because Christ is risen, and we have a responsibility to each other to live the love that he showed us. So.
And then, so you had that opportunity to speak to him one-on-one or in person with him.
Mm-hmm. Over the years, I mean, there are occasions when the bishops go and visit with the Holy Father. Like we would go as a group. But recently, because I was involved with the Synod, which the Holy Father had called, so we had I spent 2 months in Rome, where I had occasion to be with him and to speak to him, especially about the concerns he had of the Synod. And the whole idea of the Synod was that he wanted to really encourage the people to work together for the sake of the mission, which is to announce Christ and to serve the poor, which is basically what he kept telling us. So yes, and he was he would remember. He had a very sharp memory. But so anyway, so those are things that I will. Now is the time when these things are sort of certain memories come back to us, and I'm very grateful for that time that I had at least brief encounters with him to speak with him.
I know you had a message also to the people about his passing. What would you like to say about that?
Well, I kind of wanted to communicate to the people that the Holy Father wasn't ashamed to show us that his health was failing, but that he would do everything he could to kind of continue to fulfill his responsibilities, even though he couldn't do what he could do before. And yet, I think it was a message to us that this, especially when it comes to having family members who are ill, to kind of embrace them in that, and not to kind of say, no, I don't want to see. He wanted us to see that through suffering, if we love each other and help each other in that we have that there's a grace of the resurrection in that, and it's kind of a foretaste of what the Lord offers us in his rising. So I really encourage people to kind of take that to heart, that we have people in our own families that also are showing different kinds of suffering or weakness, and that we can offer, because it was like we all wanted to embrace him in his suffering, and he some way was saying to him, but there are people with you that you can do that. That I think in the way he just didn't give up, but at the same time knew that I can't do what I could do before. But that's okay, because hasta que Dios diga, that's kind of the thing, until the Lord says otherwise. And so I think God gave him, a grace that he was able to give us the Easter blessing, and he did his work as best he could, got tired. We woke up the next morning and then.
Thank you, Bishop.
you.
We appreciate you and your words.
Thank you very
Always talking to you. Great talking to you.
Me voy a acercar, arzobispo, nada más para un two-shot con usted.
Okay.
¿De dónde es usted? Nunca le he preguntado.
Bueno, yo me crié como cristiano.
Ah, ¿es de aquí?
Desde que mis papás nacieron en Zapata, cerca de la Arena.
Entonces es de aquí, del valle.
Porque Zapata queda cerca de